The affordable housing crisis in Jefferson County has its roots in what has become a mismatch between its long-standing zoning, an evolving job market, macroeconomic forces, and changing housing needs. And the result is that Jeffco just hasn't built enough homes to keep pace. The lack of affordable housing has reached a critical point for middle-income families. Early career teachers sometimes can't find affordable housing in the communities they teach in, and businesses are struggling to pay employees enough so they can afford housing. Let's dig in. Molly Fitzpatrick is a managing director with Root Policy Research, a local economic and policy firm that works on housing policy.
In Jeffco specifically, we've underbuilt housing relative to demand over the past decade. Jobs have grown by about 12% in Jefferson County, population grew about 10%, but we only added 8% of growth in housing units.
This chart shows how Jeffco's ratio between household population and household units has fluctuated over time. Notably, it shows that for quite some time, Jeffco has consistently had a greater ratio of people needing homes versus available homes when compared to the state average. Molly Fitzpatrick says the kinds of housing that are being built are often too expensive for middle-income families. Contributing factors include high construction costs and the fact that 95% of buildable land in Jeffco is zoned for single-family housing.
Land use and zoning initiatives really are a way for us to help address supply. So when we don't have enough housing, land use and zoning changes can help unlock some of that supply and promote construction.
Brian Connolly, a lawyer who has dived deep into housing policy solutions in Colorado, says solutions could include creative reuse of existing properties.
Part of the puzzle is going to be finding properties where we can zone for higher density. Some communities are looking at this problem and saying, hey, maybe we can allow greater density in, say, underutilized commercial properties, right? We know, particularly since COVID, we've seen a lot of vacancy in kind of the retail and the office sector. So there are opportunities out there to repurpose properties to allow for more residential density.
The math has to make sense, says Jansen Tidmore, president and CEO of Jeffco's Economic Development Corporation. Density would certainly help in that equation.
Because now when you really look at it, if I can't build a certain amount of units, if I can't go either high density in a multifamily or buy a single family that's massive in acreage, the math doesn't pencil and I as a builder can't build it. And so a lot of these challenges we put on ourselves through our policy making. There's three things that come to mind. Construction defects, that's one that we're going to have to take on. Energy code and building codes is number two. I hear you, we want to make things more energy efficient. We have to realize there's a cost to that. And number three, really how we're addressing infrastructure. All three of those have major impacts on housing affordability.
More robust public investment is a reoccurring theme among the experts we spoke to.
The other kind of sector of housing strategies is really funding and programmatic solutions that are really more tailored toward lower income households. And I don't just mean households that are on a fixed income, but lower wage services, first responders, essential workforce. A lot of those are in kind of that bucket of working full-time, two-earner households, and still not having enough to quite meet market.
Liz Kistler, who owns Equalized Productions, an Arvada video installation and production company, says it's clear that everyone is going to have to pitch in and make sacrifices. She has been active in the Arvada Chamber of Commerce's housing efforts.
We know what it takes. It takes money, and it's going to take investment out of our pocket. It's going to take investment out of our city pocket, and it's going to take investment out of Jefferson County's pocket to address this. We do all have a financial responsibility to make sure that we continue to improve that and not just turn a blind eye to it.
And this is where the difficult and perhaps even contentious work begins.
There's lots of opportunity to help start addressing this over the next couple years, but it is going to take, rolling up the sleeves and getting some of that work actually done and moving toward implementation. So we understand the problem, we've identified solutions, now we just have to implement those and be collaborative about what's working in Golden versus what's working in Lakewood and what's working in Arvada and helping continue to keep that conversation moving so that we can keep addressing needs for people that live and work in Jefferson County.